Nowhere in Jamaica has the average person, the public, had so much free access to this famous, beautiful Negril beach. Especially my fellow Jamaicans who are living abroad, I would encourage them to come and secure a little spot. The land in Negril is getting expensive because the land never grows, the demand grows. Real estate is the first step to prosperity. I know the importance of young people owning a piece of real estate.
We've also seen this happen in other parts of the world with gentrification. Is there something we can do now before that wave hits to think about the average Jamaican and advise the average Jamaican at this point in time?
Hello Throppers, and welcome back to another sit down with Throp. And if this is your first time visiting, a special welcome to you. My name is Winthrop Wellington, and here on my channel I help you move to and invest in Jamaica. And today we have a special one. I had the opportunity to visit a fellow family owned and operated hotel here in Negril, Charella Inn, and I sat down with the owner and founder, Mr. Daniel Grizzle. Mr. Grizzle is a wealth of knowledge and information. He is one of the founding members of the Negril Chamber of Commerce, a private sector organization that I don't know where Negril would be without. Mr. Grizzle is an environmentalist, always putting Negril's precious ecosystem at the forefront of development and any discussions that we have about Negril. I consider Mr. Grizzle to be a mentor of mine, and I'm delighted to share a conversation that we perhaps have if we were to break bread together or if I were to pop into his office one day. And I feel very honored to be sharing this with you, and that the fact that he was ready to do so. And this is the second time we're actually sitting down and having a conversation on my channel. If you're looking for a great hotel to stay on this beautiful 7-mile white sand beach of Negril, definitely consider Charella Inn. And if you live in Negril, you probably already know that Charella Inn is the place to go for Sunday morning breakfasts. And if you happen to pop by on a Sunday morning, perhaps we'll see myself and my family enjoying a great breakfast there. And of course, if you get any value out of the video today, please hit that like button. It definitely helps out a lot. And if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so you don't miss out on great content like this in the future. Without further delay, please enjoy my wide-ranging conversation with Mr. Daniel Grizzle.
In regards to Negril and kind of where we are, I've been getting in the last, I would say 2 to 3 months, and just started in the beginning of this year, just so many more inquiries about people shifting their, what would I say, their consideration of investing in other parts of Jamaica, either moving there or buying homes, and their thoughts and inquiries have now shifted to Negril. And there seems to be this great understanding that Negril is up next, so to speak.
Yes.
And my question is do you have the same sentiments? Do you feel that way now? And what do you think about that?
I do feel that way, and I'm happy about it because it's something that I really was pushing and hoping for, and for several reasons. There are some things we take for granted and don't really appreciate. Nowhere in Jamaica has the average person, the public, had so much free access to this famous, beautiful Negril beach as you have in Negril. You know, during the 80s, when I says we, talking through the chamber, I was then the president of the chamber. We had this really, long struggle with the then chairman of the UDC, famous Mr. Vin Lawrence, to secure space along the beach for the public, because we knew that this community of Negril would have grown. And we also feel strongly, while we have our private property, we also feel strongly that the citizens of Jamaica should have access to this beautiful beach. Because I remember myself as a child, we used to come here for the Easter and August holiday. And I think we should always ensure that our people have access to our beach. If you measure from where Cosmo's restaurant was all the way up to Azil, it's all for the public. That's nearly 1 kilometer of open beach for the public, free access. We managed to establish 2 bathrooms and that stretch, one down the side and one all the way up where Island Lux Hotel. We managed to get money from TPDCO to put that bathroom in. It's important that our people still have free access to our beach. Yes, when you says free, the bathrooms cannot be 100% free because they have to be maintained, they have to be clean. But it's there for people for a small fee can access these bathrooms. It's important. And I feel good to know that we have, in a way, achieved that. And as for people coming to develop in Negril, it's natural. Because Negril is a place where people mix easily because of the physical layout of the beach. If you have a little villa up in the West End, you can come and walk this beach. You meet everybody, local, foreigners, rich, poor. There's no segregation in this community. We are really, truly one. And also you have such beautiful properties on the West End with that beautiful sunset. So naturally, people, especially people who are coming up to their retirement age, to live in this environment, to be in this area, there is nowhere better. And another important thing about people who come and live in these villas and houses around here, it's money going directly to the people, not through a government, but it goes directly, and the government benefits because they spend the money and everything carries GCT. So it's a wonderful place for everyone. And I'm so happy to see a lot of returning Jamaicans are coming to settle around here because they bring something special to the community, a richness to our community. And I also appreciate a lot of the guests who were in the 70s, young and hippie. They are now mature, retired business executive. They too are coming to settle here, at least to be here for 6 months of the year. And I think, you know, the way Florida developed during the 50s, where all the rich people from the north came and create a big boom in Florida, I think that's what is happening here. I think that's what is going to happen. And I would encourage, especially my fellow Jamaicans who are living abroad in Canada, United States, and England, I would encourage them to come and secure a little spot, because the land in Negril is getting expensive because the land never grow, the demand grow, and that means price goes up. So it's a golden opportunity for my fellow Jamaicans who are living overseas to come and secure a little piece here in Negril.
So one of the concerns that I've been getting a lot, and maybe not in particular to Negril, and it's more of a concern, is that the average Jamaican is getting left behind or is going to be left behind because of the rapid development. And it's most in particular when I talk about these new, I would say maybe luxury condos and apartment buildings that are going up in Kingston and seemingly moving to the west here in Negril as we hear rumors, if you will, about new developments that are coming. And so we've also seen this happen in other parts of the world with gentrification in major cities, and the average American or New Yorker, from what I'm referring to, gets left behind, and they are not perhaps privy to such opportunities. And my question is there something you think that we can do from now before this big wave that we're anticipating to happen? Is there something we can do now before that wave hits to think about the average Jamaican and maybe advise the average Jamaican at this point in time?
Well, one other thing I would like to see more happens, because to a degree, a certain amount has already taken place. For instance, you go over to Whitehall and you see there are some beautiful villas there. These were acquired by ordinary Jamaican because since independence, we have created two outstanding institutions. And it so happens, strangely, one was by the People's National Party President, Prime Minister Michael Manley, and the other was by Edward Seaga. And it's like a sign to us that these two institutions, which is HEART for training young people, and the NHT, which is an amazing institution, it has allowed ordinary people to become landlords, to become home holders. And I think we need to encourage our young people who are working and contributing. And maybe, even though the government has done a lot to make it easier, I think there are more can be done. I think we are fortunate to have the state owning still lands in and around Negril, and we must encourage them to make it available to our young people, because real estate is the first step to prosperity. When you want to move along your business, you go to the bank, and the first thing they're asking you for, what's your collateral? And basically they mean your land title. And I would take this opportunity to say, I'm saying so because I have privilege from that fact. When I came to Jamaica first, it's slightly going off, but I think it's important to say this. We purchased farmlands just outside of Negril in Green Island area. From the moment we purchased that land until this day, I've never held a title in my hands. The title is the lawyer office to the bank where we borrowed money. And everything and every property we own, it was because of that piece of land.
Wow.
Right? So I know the importance of young people owning a piece of real estate. And I think our government, our state, can even do more to ensure that we own a little piece of this land. Because if we do not make a greater effort, very soon, exactly what you just said, the gentrification will take place. You cannot stop it. What you can do is make sure more of us be part of it. And that, as well as our financial institution, needs to be a little more lenient to our fellow Jamaicans when they need to borrow money. This ridiculous thing that you are quick to lend us to buy a motor car, but not as quick to lend us to acquire a piece of real estate at an affordable interest rate. I really feel strongly about us owning And the more of us who owns, you will improve the whole social environment, and more people will be having a more prosperous and a happier life. My name is Daniel Grizzle. I'm the managing director of Charella Inn, which is a family-owned and managed small 59-bedroom hotel situated right in the center of the famous Negril beach. And I would like very much to invite you all to come and experience what life is like here in Charella Inn, to be part of our extended family. Several of the rooms are just open, overlooking the beautiful Caribbean Sea, and you have tall, waving coconut trees to welcome you and keep you cool on the beach. And you have a warm and interesting staff here ready to keep you comfortable, to make you feel at home, and to enjoy that you stay happy and peaceful.
With all the exciting things coming to Negril that we hear about, is there something in particular that you are most looking forward to happening to Negril?
Well, I tell you, the most important thing and what I'm looking forward to happen to Negril, we were promised to have some self-governing, not a complete parish like Portmore, but to have a town manager. We need to take a little bit more of the responsibility and the ability to direct our town. Negril has got a lot of potential, but like all potential, like all asset, if you do not manage it properly, then it becomes a problem. So what I'm looking for, the Minister of Local Government promised us to help us to achieve some form of self-government, which to have a town manager, to someone who we can go to, we can point out, we can take care of some of the small things, not necessarily things to do with tourism as such, but things that will affect the life of people living in the area. Like we need more schools, place of early education, because our business cannot grow if we cannot get educated people to work with us. So as business people, we have to be more, take more an interest, play a more active role in providing quality, not just put up a building and call it a school, but providing quality education for our young people. So that's what I would really like to see. If we deal with those things, the others will fall in line much easier. Mm-hmm. And as far as the infrastructure is concerned, one of the things we're pushing for, they have identified the land for it. We need a more modern, up-to-date sewage treatment plant. We do not wait until we have outgrown what we have. Then we're panicky to find one. The time has come, and when you look at the future and the way the area is developing, we will outgrow our present system. So it's important for us to start talking about it. We have been talking about it. We want to see some action there. And I think basically the Negril community, we must realize, my vision is politicians does not lead, they follow. They follow the trend. We as a community member, we as the business community must take a more active role. We must be more, not just look and what's affecting directly our business, but how the community is developing, where it's going, how it's growing. We cannot leave it up to politicians. It's our responsibility.
And speaking of kind of not waiting and also being given these promises of things to happen, I want to talk specifically about the fruit and vegetable market, the Negril Beach Park, and those things have not moved forward in the last few years. Do we have any timelines on when those things are going to take action?
We've been promised that it should start within this financial year. So we got about 5 months left.
Okay.
Right? What happened is, we do not want just a little space and a few little things. We want a modern park. We want nothing less than what is in Montego Bay.
That's right.
We deserve it. The people in Negril deserve it, and we are pushing for that. We, as I said, they're in the design stage, but we should see something being done within this financial year. So we will be keeping their feet to the coal with this one. It's too long in coming, and it's right in our town center.
And what do you think, or how do you feel like having a park of the caliber of a Harmony Park in Montego Bay? Like, what do you think the effect that will have on the community?
What the effect it will have, the way we treat and the kind of life we have exposed to our young people determine the kind of adults we will have. And I think by having a park like that where grandparents can go with their grandchild, kids can go and play, that's where you learn to socialize, right? That's where you learn to be part of a community. So I think it will have a huge impact on the social behavior and lives of our people. We need it, and it's long overdue. Our community is growing. Where does there is this song by, forget the name of the singer, Where Does Our Children Play? We should be playing that song. We have nowhere for our children to play. And we have that piece of land by the sea, perfect situation, middle of town, but just the empty space is not enough. We need, and we can afford it. It's not that we can't afford it. We don't suffer from lack of money. We suffer from poor management. We suffer from not having the will to get things done. Money is not our problem. So we must stop using not having money as an excuse. And we cannot just blame our politician. We must take some of the blame because we have allowed them to get away too easily. We have to be out there. We have to pressure them. We just don't want promises. We want action. And thank God these days, access to the media is better than it has ever been. And we will be using that to get our message and use it to put our pressure on our politicians. We love them, but they must deliver.
I don't know if you have the answer to this one, but I remember with the shared user path on the other side, I understand when it was first being built that it's actually supposed to go all the way up to Rio. What is happening with that? Do you know?
What is happening with that? It's you change regime and everybody come with their different, what is most important for them. And we need to get back that on the table. And one of the reasons why I see how much the little shared area has done for us. And there are two things that has saved lives in Negril. If you remember, there was a time where almost every week somebody get killed.
Yes, I do.
One is the rumbling strips, and two is the shared park that we have. with people can walk without competing with motor vehicle. So it's important that we finish it and get it done, because of all, it has saved lives, and life is important.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Is there anything else that you want to share with us or the public?
Well, one of the things I would like to share to your listeners is one, we have had a little hospital open and working here in Negril, and believe you me, it makes us all sleep a little easier. It's a great contribution to our community, because people will get ill, you will have accident, and it's nice to know that there is somewhere where you can get at least some emergency treatment. That's one big positive to our community. And I would like to say thank you to the people who have done it, and let them know we have welcomed them. And we also want to give a big shout out to all those people who are thinking of investing in Negril. Negril is a great place. The community and the Chamber of Commerce welcome you all. Please contact us if you have any query, if we can help. The Chamber will be more than willing to play our part.